I hope traders and investors alike were green today. Well, we had a lot hit the market today. We had two major catalysts. We had CPI come out at 8:30, then we had the FOMC minutes. Now, before we even start, nothing that was heard today should have been a surprise at all to anybody who trades the market. No surprises come out today. The market did pull back. So let's talk about what happened. CPI come out actually, and we can see this in the chart. It did show that inflation has been pulling in, but when you look at cores, the only thing that I can think that they didn't like, when you look at the core year over year, it does show that inflation is up compared to a year ago. But that's no surprise to anybody. And we can see on our charts that inflation has been pulling in. Bonds been trying to push. It has eased the inflation pressures a little bit. Not saying it's massive, but it has been pulling back, and we can see it in CPI, and we can see it on the charts. The next thing the market, we had some issues with is the Fed come out, and basically the Fed minutes is where they have record the conversations of the last FOMC meeting, and inside basically the Fed members were projecting a mild recession for later on in 2023. Once again, that should not be a surprise to anybody. That's what we're expecting. At least that's what we're expecting. I know there's a lot of fear out here right now. We trade the market that's in front of us, and the market does not care about a lot of stuff until it does. So I'm just not one that believe in, going short now and missing all this upside opportunity and hoping the market comes back and picks me up. That's just not my style of trading. I don't want to miss the opportunities. It's fine for the people who do trade like that. But even though we're expecting some trouble coming on later in this year, the market recently has been pushing up. So we've been bullish until now. Today, we took a massive move down. We had a big sell. Our MOC, which stands for market on close, our final MOC was over 2 billion on the sell side. So we did have a fairly large sell today. Let's look at the charts, find our levels, see what we have on our individual names, see where breadth and stuff stands, and we'll talk about levels and stuff when we get to the SPY and when we get to the Qs and individual names. Let's get to the charts. You can see our oscillators for the NASDAQ pulled back a little bit today, sitting at 48. Plenty of room to move in either direction. You can see the New York Stock Exchange. We pulled back to 133. So very nice pullback. We were at like 167 this morning, something like that. So we cooled off there. Plenty of room to move in either direction. So the S&P 500, this is the weekly. We had pushed up and pushed into this line here. And now you can see we're pulling back on the day, but we're still green on the week. You can see our breadth chart here. Breadth did turn down. You can see our moving average turning down as well. I do want to point out under normal circumstances, and of course, nothing's really been normal circumstances, for the past year, 3 months or so of trading since, the beginning of last year. It's been a fairly rough market. We all know that. There's been a ton of opportunities, but it's just hard. The market's had a lot of pressure and there's been a lot of drama going on. I just want to point out here, so when we see the moving average turn like this after our breadth thrust, which is exactly what we had a strong breadth thrust up. So if you look at this breadth thrust up, look when we peaked there and look how much farther we still run up. All right, look at when we peaked here, started coming down, look how much farther we run up. Look at when we peaked here, started coming down, look how much farther we run up. So even if we have peaked and we're starting to pull back, we can still push. Now, don't get me wrong, if they decide to sell the market tomorrow on some of the catalyst information that come out today, that's one thing. But I just wanted to point that out. I'm still not super bearish yet. I want to see what tomorrow does. That opening candle is going to mean a lot. We'll talk about that when we get to that chart. So you can see the breadth chart. Let's move on. This is TNX, and you can see rates have been pulling back. TNX is trying to push higher. It's causing rates to move lower. The dollar pushed up and we got above the 9. We have broken back below the 9. Watch this level here. The dollar's looking really weak right now. See where we open tomorrow. I can see plenty of downside on it if we stay below these candles. I like where this candle closed. I like it better getting below those wicks. Look for a resist or support down here. VIX has just been chopping right here in this very tight little range. You can see the wicks, a lot going on there. Does not want to get into that 18, so it's coming down, but it does not want to break 18 to the low side. Does not want to break 20 to the upside. Trading very tightly in that range. And when you see something trading in a range like this, of course, build a strategy for this if you're interested in this. It's not really my style of trading, but you can, trade this range from one side to the other intraday. You can use assets like UVXY. If it works out, make sure you check the UVXY chart and not just do this. And build strategies for stuff like this. It's like I say, it's not really my style of trading. I'm a momentum trader. I love breakouts. I love reversals. It's exactly what I look for. I look and teach people how to spot price acceleration. So let's keep it moving. Crude. We talked about this range and how we wanted to push up in pre-market, and it's exactly what we had. We had a nice move up today, which kept energy strong. We had energy on the radar. Apple's pulling back, holding the 20 daily there. You can see Apple intraday, very tough move here, just banging her. It's just, you could see it banging its head at market open, trying to take out those levels. It couldn't even come back and match it. Got a great big, this is tower topish, but you could also kind of see shoulder, head, shoulder. I mean, it's not textbook, but there are a lot of times those intraday moves don't look textbook, and we see stuff that's by far textbook to everybody else, but we find these things and we get big moves off from them. So you can see gold. We need to take out. Gold did try to push today exactly as expected. We need to take this level out right here, 2038. Once again, GDX, GLD, Nugget are the names I prefer to trade. There's individual miners out there as well. I can't remember if it's a gold miner or a silver miner, but I do remember trading MU and fairly recently too. Or no, AU. Let's keep it moving here. You can see our advanced decline lines did turn back down. Small caps broke, trying to break below the 9. AI struggling here. Thought we were going to get a push. And just pulling back. And you can see AMC pulling back, sitting right on that 50. Actually closed below the 50. You can see the move down there. AMD, you can see, tried to push in pre-market just like everything else. Big pullback. We had a really nice push in pre-market. I thought we were hoping we could continue to push it, but playing the action, we just don't run in and be bullish just because the market made a move in pre-market. We literally play the action, and that keeps the win-loss rate a lot higher, and the emotions. If you're winning more trades than you're losing by far, not just every 2, but majorities, every 7, 8 out of every 10 trades, keeps your confidence high, and it's a huge help for your trading and staying mechanical. You can see Amazon here, big down candle. ARC struggling. I was really hoping we would get a breakout there last week. Didn't happen. Abby, you can start to see some wicks up here, maybe getting a little tired. Some of these healthcare names, these larger healthcare names, like Abby and Merck, some of the more safety names as well are starting to get some attention, but some of the healthcare names and the energy names were the ones to watch today. Definitely wasn't tech. You can see AMD here on the daily, really rough, some rough action there. You can see AMD here on the weekly though. We're pulling back into this 9. Still want to remain confident until we get back to your weekly 9 here. You can see this previous flag break. Exactly what we're looking for is another possible flag break off that 9. Affirm put this little rounded bottom in, then it put this little cup. So it's like can't really call a cup and handle down here at the bottom of the chart like that. But it's basically give us a little rounded bottom and another little rounded bottom, which gives us a cup and handle, and snatch back into a huge bearish engulfing candle today. Busted that chart up. You can see the intraday action on the 15. You can see a lot of charts look exactly like that. Baba pulled back today. Posted some news on it. SoftBank moves to sell down most of its Baba stake, basically. And that's why Baba pulled back today. Another nice, great looking chart. Really nice flag. Busted. Just market, the range, market stuck in a range, and we're going to look at, and we've said why already, but we're going to look at it when we get to the monthly chart. This chart was trying to perk up, and huge bearish engulfing candle. And my thing is, so well, we'll talk about when we get to the SPY, but I don't know, I wouldn't trade this like an actual bearish engulfing candle. We have some levels that need to make sure we stay below. Amazon riding that 9. Apple weekly is trying to come back in, seeing a change in character in that weekly 9 there, kind of seeing a change in character in that MACD as well. Boeing flagged into the 9 here after a breakout, pulled right back in, trying to push up. It's respecting a 9. Boeing gets a lot of news, so we see news daily come out on Boeing. It's a very news affected stock. Bitcoin pushing up on the weekly, and you can see it here on the daily, holding in. So we have a little bearish harami here. See where this candle, this daily candle closes. See where the next one opens up. We do need to get back in Bollinger Bands. And you can see Boeing here. I don't know if that's a false print or a crazy spike, but very tight range. Citibank tried to push today, ended up snatching back. And Chewy, just some rough intraday action. You can see Chewy here is trying to work on putting in a flag. I like it better above this strong bearish engulfing candle here. Your bigger bearish engulfing candle above that level, I'd be interested in trading it. Not interested in it at all until it gets above that level to try to trade it bullish. You can see CVX Energy tried, a lot of these stocks tried to push today, but they struggled. Crude report come out today as well. I didn't catch the numbers on that. Charge point moving lower, breaking out of this inverted cup and handle. You have, wish it was more level. It's not super textbook, but it's there. Or you could get a 1, 2, 3 reversal out of it. So pivot point 1, pivot point 2, pivot point 3. Your entries when your price crosses the pivot point 2, which would be crossing as soon as it crossed that line. So you can get an inverted cup and handle breakout, or you can get a 1, 2, 3 reversal. Either way, we were looking for that setup and played out. Today's huge move down, everything moved down. So Chewy, big down candle there today. Huge bearish engulfing candles everywhere. Even coin, the range, it's still a bearish engulfing candle. You got wicks on it, but it's still covered the previous day's candle body. Consumer staples pulled in, testing the 9. We want to keep an eye on them. We're right at a major level of resistance here, and we need to get above that. But it's between that 9 and that level. Delta Airlines reports tomorrow. I didn't put American Airlines chart on here today because American Airlines come out and they guided down. So I think that's one of the things that had the market a little worried too, is that American Airlines, they did come out, guide down. See, all right, let me take a minute and explain it. The airlines this whole time have been painting this great big rosy picture like everything's fine. Then seeing American Airlines come out, when they guided down, having Delta Airlines come in, we would, keep an eye on this one. So and like I say, they report tomorrow or Friday, maybe Friday, but they do report this week. You can see the Bollinger Bands pitching up. This is gearing up for a move. I would be careful. They may sell this going into earnings, so this could be a good short play. Be careful playing it long. They could sell this going into earnings. I wouldn't hold it into earnings. I have, the group, we trade earnings, but this is not how we trade earnings. So I would not hold this position into earnings. But if it does pull back, that could be a good catalyst to cause a pullback. Bearish below the moving averages. DraftKings, seen some big put flow come in on DraftKings at the end of the day. You can see DraftKings with a big bearish candle today, breaking back below the 9. But just to point out, somebody may know something. Huge bearish flow coming in there. Lillian, we had another big options order I want to talk about when we get to Tesla as well. So we've seen some. Tesla gets a lot of flow, but Tesla had a order that come out, a order come in today that just stands out. So you can see Lilly here, strong today. It did pull back, so it did not close on the highs, but we did close right here. So I want to be above this candle wick. I want this candle, tomorrow's candle preferably, to open up above that candle wick and push. If can't get that, I would, if candle opens here, I'm not interested in trading this bullish until we clear that candle wick. XLE pulling back in today. FRC still flat, still nothing happening there. Google pulling back in, testing the 9. GME breaking back below your 9, closing. Look for a possible move down. If we can get into that gap, we could see a nice move lower. IWM moving lower as well today. Everything pretty much did. You got a nice tower top right there. A nice signal to go in on those short plays. Intel breaking back below the 9. This was a really nice trade. Very big move up, another big move up, and we called this on a short. And we flagged over to the 9, was hoping to possibly get another move, even though we were seeing some signs up here that the move was pretty much over. Still hoping to get another push up, and looks like we're going to roll over now. Today's action, now don't get me wrong, they could come in here tomorrow and realize that they overdid it and realize that they had already known everything that was said anyway and get back to running the market up for just for now. Like I say, we were short-term bullish overall. We've talked about this, how we're trading in a range. We've talked about this a lot. So please don't think I was insinuating that the market's going to go to all new highs or anything. Qs, big down, bearish engulfing candle there. Big move down, still moving down after hours. You can see the Qs weekly trying to flag back into the 9. So this is one of the levels that we could pull into right here. So this is the Qs on a weekly chart. We could come down to that 9. I don't think we're going to come in that far. You can see we lost a 9 here. We're down on a 20. Now this is a major level of support right here. Both these lines have had plenty of touch points. That's why they're set up like they are. Just a reminder, so I don't have to search back. That's why they kind of got that barbed wire look. And I would look for this 307, 308-ish area. It's right about 308-ish. Keep an eye on that area. You know, draw your line across the top of these candles right here and see if that can hold. And like I say, if that don't, we look for a pullback into that daily 9. We could easily do that and still be all right. You know, the market price action does pull back. So Lemonade has put in a little double top right here. I know we like to find a double top in this big uptrend, but in this case, it's an uptrend. It started up and then looks like a possible fail here. So you can see it. We actually broke below the support level today. I'm bearish below the moving averages on Lemonade. If we can break below those, see where tomorrow's candle opens up. Like this, I would trade because we closed right on it, looking for a candle to move below or to gap down and push. But we're looking for a candle to open up and move below our last moving average, or we're looking for a candle to gap and go. Not gap and crap, gap and go. Lockheed Martin did break out, pulled back in yesterday, trying to push up today. You got this very tight range in here. It's very tight, so if we get in there, probably if we get in there, it's going, you know, we can push through that, but you can see those candles in there. It's a struggle. It could struggle in there again if it gets back in that little gap. I prefer it to be above the top of out of both gaps. Moderna grinding up, pull back today, but healthier than a lot of other candles. Bullish above that 200 on the daily. Moderna intraday, this is scary. This is almost kind of, you know, shoulder, head, shoulder. It is nowhere near perfect or anything like that. Watch this pre-market lows. If we do pull back, take out these pre-market lows, you can look for a move down. MU, not much here today. We were watching MU. MU made a couple nice moves up there and just chopped sideways. Earnings beat there. Moderna, earnings better than expected. I'm sorry, Mara. So surprised they didn't push harder than this today. I couldn't take out yesterday's range at all. Trading on a small spinning top there. Not much to see. Merck, nice breakout of a flag. I was hoping that we did get back in the Bollinger Bands. I was hoping this one would let the 9 catch up before it pushed. But we're right into a major level of resistance here. You can see, draw a line. If you're interested in trading this, draw a line. If we can take that out, we can move up. We spent quite a bit of time in this little range, putting in a nice little base in here. So we could see a decent move up if the market wants to go there, if they want to take it there. Meta getting flat on that 9. That 9's not changed character at all yet, but there's nothing in that MACD. It's just been grinding up. You can see the fail today. We pushed up, put in a higher high, and then rip right back down. A little tower topish there. MU daily chart, that's just ugly. Huge bearish engulfing candle today. That's very ugly. Microsoft has broken back below that daily 9. That was another one that had been very strong. You can see Microsoft here intraday. Very nice tower top there at your 15-minute 200. Once again, always know where at least your 15-minute 200 and your 15-minute 50 is. You don't have to have that. If you don't have enough screens, that's fine. You don't have to have these charts up all the time, but have an idea where they are and check on them from time to time, because that's why they act as levels of resistance, levels of support. You can see that same chart where the 50 acted as support, the 200 acted as resistance. And Microsoft weekly got a little bearish harami there. Actually, that's not a bearish harami, but it is a down candle. See where we go. Rest of the week, the candle's not done trading yet. So we got NVIDIA daily breaking back below the 9 and the 20. On the daily, that MACD's rolling over. Intraday, big move down. They were rough. Semis were rough today. Pulling back in there. NASDAQ, we lost the 9. Watch these candles down here. You want to be below those candles. Preferably just wait till you get below your 20 if you want to try to go short. Netflix breaking down. There's a gap on Netflix as well from the past. Peloton, you can see the tower topish here. We did have, if you use the blended candle method, you can get a good, strong bullish engulfing candle going in and a bearish engulfing candle coming out and it's squared off. But you would have to use the blended candle method to really get that. Big bearish engulfing candle there today, closed back below the moving averages. Plug hitting lower, not surprised. This has just not had a whole lot of strength. Be careful if you're looking to trade this short. You want to be below that candle. If not, you can trade it down to that candle. Just be careful and be willing to take profits if it fails there. That way, try to keep your winnings. Qs, this is the Qs monthly. Same thing we're dealing with the SPY. Just stuck in a very tight range there. That 20 on the monthly is a major level and it needs to be cleared if this market wants to push up. Starting to look a little doubtful right now. But like I say, they could come in tomorrow and realize that was overreaction and push it right back up. We'll see. Roblex getting very double topish here. It's not a very big double top. You wouldn't expect a huge move. You may get a huge move, but you don't expect a huge move off a small pattern like that. Roku, another fail. SPX, this is SPX daily, failed. That actually closed back below your daily 9. The diamond pulled back in today as well, breaking out that contraction pattern. Diamond weekly. So the SPY right here at this level of resistance, you can see it. This is the SPY's weekly struggling right there. And we can also see that 20 on the monthly. You can see we barely, but we did close below that daily 9 today. So this is, these levels have to be cleared. This 20 has to be cleared to push up. This level here has to be cleared to move down. Not opening any longer term positions until we get those levels. I'm just not. I trade short anyway, so I wouldn't anyway. And you can see the SPY here. So if we do move down, the 20's on its way up, and most likely we're going to get above this 20 before price gets down to it. Or the 20 get above the 50. So we'll be pulling back, looking for most likely the 20. The 20 should be crossing the 50 tomorrow. So our next level of support will most likely be that 20. You can also see a previous level in here, or another volume shelf coming into. So we do have a little bit of support down here if we continue to try to move lower tomorrow. You can see the 15-minute chart here on the SPY. Once again, great big tower top there. Nice move down. Congratulations on some nice trades today on that move. I did not trade that move myself, but some of our members did. Great job. Square moving lower. Definitely not the easiest day to trade. I had a great day, but it would have been easy to give it all right back as well. And, that's when discipline really comes in effect. You can see Starbucks here. This is actually a classic move. So we did a video on this little contraction pattern. The expansion phase, contraction, expansion trend. The expansion phase can get very volatile, and we actually put a comment in the comment section here looking for a possible move down to a quick test to the 9 and bounce back up. Normally how to trade these is we draw a line through the center, and we're looking to take that center line out. We're looking to usually pull back and then come back, take that center line out, and look for the move up. Sometimes it'll go to the center line and fail and then pull back. Not been super dependable this year. I've been trying to track a few of them, and they've not really traded like they're supposed to. You can see Tesla here, big move down. All right, so XLK, we're going to talk about some Tesla flow when we get to that daily chart. The XLK, the technology sector, in between the 9 and 20 there on the daily. Tesla getting to be double topish there. So we had this huge order come in today. Big order come in today, very, very large. And I don't know if it's an earnings play, but it was over 6 million. Now Tesla gets a lot of flow, and the put flow on Tesla today was close to $1 billion in put flow, much larger than the call flow. But that huge order did stand out. So heavy put flow on Tesla today, but we did see one huge order, and we've seen a huge order on Bank of America as well, with almost 48,000 contracts into it. So let's keep an eye on Bank of America. I did not add that chart, by the way. SMH, this is the semi sector. You can see the lower high here, and ugly candle today. We have Walmart flagging back into the 9, holding previous support for now. XLF trying to push up and was a big fail today. ExxonMobil, once again, failed today. Pull back in. TLT got the hammer on the 9, maybe. I mean, hammers are really found in a downtrend. This has to clear. So right now we're looking at a triple top. If we pull back, trading in this range, I don't really know what to say there. We have to clear that range. IWM, this is IWM's weekly. You can see still holding about 50% of the weekly gains. Trying to for now. Big down candle today, closed right on that daily 9. Looks like, see where we open tomorrow. We could easily open below. Then we're looking for a move lower. In that case, watch your daily 20 for support. And put the call ratio is not updated yet, but you can see 102 from last night. And I'll let everybody know in Discord tomorrow about the put the call ratio. Hope we find this video helpful, and I'll see you in the trading room. Have a great night.